Hello, welcome to new Reddit voiceover update. Today we will take a look on subreddit, Am I the Asshole? Enjoy. AITA for telling a fat girl that her cultural food is unhealthy? This is only a summary of what happened. I can give details in comments as word count limit. I'm Indian, 37F. Left my home when I was 19 on a scholarship to try and build a better life. That was 15 years ago. I've since traveled and lived in 4 continents. I'm living in a multicultural city but predominantly white country. My travel has made me love food. I love cooking different cuisines. I'd cook Indian/Asian food 3 to 4 times a week and Western food like pasta, roast, pie, etc. rest of the time. I dance as a hobby so I burn lots of calories, which allows me to eat a lot and stay slim. I would also cook for my friends often. My travel has also exposed me to lots of racism. It hit me hard in my early days. I tried to ignore it or try to explain why certain comments are hurtful but to no avail. I would cry often because I didn't understand why some people hated me just for the color of my skin. As years passed by, I got desensitized to it and started throwing the racism back at their faces. I realized that it wasn't my responsibility to educate racists on why they shouldn't be a piece of shit. Was quite empowering really. Onto the story, my friends asked if I could host dinner last night. I was tired so I whipped up some simple dishes. A lentil curry with tomato, garlic, and onions, rice, spicy okra and salad. A couple of my friends are vegan so I thought this would accommodate them. Phil, 34M, brought his GF who I hadn't met before. She was a really big woman, this is important. She didn't really acknowledge me when I greeted her, which I found rude, but I shrugged it off. The drama started when she complained about the food. Not directly to me, but she kept telling Phil loudly that she couldn't eat what I made. I asked if she had any allergies, etc., but she flat out said she found the food disgusting. She gestured to my friends, most are white, and said she was shocked they could eat such smelly food. Phil told her to be quiet, but she went on about how she's trying to be healthy and wanted to eat normal food. What I said next might make me an "Ah well Sarah, looking at you" gestures to all 300 pounds of her and looking at me gestures to myself, 115 pounds. Anyone with eyes can see who's the one eating garbage. My friends all laughed including Phil, they know I hate racists. Sarah turned red and started to talk but I cut her off. I told her to get her fat racist ass out of my house. Phil eventually had to drag her out. He later texted me apologizing on her behalf. Apparently she's autistic and couldn't get social cues. I told him I DGAF. Her disability wasn't my problem. My friends are on my side, but Sarah has been posting about me, calling me an awful bitch who fats hated her. I know I was a dick, but I really think she deserved it. I don't expect everyone to like my cultural food, but to call it smelly and disgusting? In my home? Hell no. One of my friends told me about this Reddit and get a third opinion. So here I am, AITA. AITA for telling my cousin to give her daughter her own bedroom? I, 25F, have a cousin, 34F, Rose, who is a small-time influencer on Instagram. She has over 10,000 followers for her fashion, lifestyle, and artistic posts where she usually poses in photo shoots. This is not her main source of income, but a hobby she does in her spare time. 3 years ago, Rose gave birth to my niece Daisy, 3F, who she adores, and they currently co-sleep in the same room. Rose currently lives in a nice 2-bedroom home, where the second bedroom had been converted into her Instagram photo shoot room where she takes her pictures and stuff. Last week, when I visited her home, I asked her when Daisy would be moving into the second bedroom so that she could get her own space. Rose laughed at me, and said that Daisy would sleep in her and her husband's room forever because the second bedroom is reserved for her Instagram room. I told her that maybe this would pose to be an issue because as Daisy grows up, she might need her own space to grow and might need a place for her own private thoughts. Rose then told me that if she gave up her Instagram room then her influencer life would be over and said I should just mind my own business as Daisy is not my child. She and her husband are currently trying for baby too and I feel really bad for Daisy as she's gonna have to be squished in a bed with her mom, dad, and a brand new baby. But maybe I did overstep. Am I being one of those people who tell others how to raise their kids? AITA? AITA for copying my co-worker's exact unique hairstyle? 29F. Usually have long wavy black hair with big chunky streaks of color. I like a low maintenance styles because I'm super busy and also enjoy having an unruly look. Throughout the pandemic, I learned how to cut and color my own hair. I've gotten pretty good at it. My co-worker, Tiffany, 22F, has a unique hairstyle that requires a ton of maintenance. It is silver with teal highlights and the cut is a single layer chin length bob. She never has even a centimeter of root growth and it is always cut perfectly even. She straightens it so that the bottom edges look super sharp, almost as if it were too perfect to be real hair, like a wig or barbel hair. Tiffany gets a lot of compliments on her hair and always responds by bragging that she spends a lot of money getting touch-ups every 2 to 3 weeks. She also makes a big show of leaving early to go to hair appointments. I also get a lot of compliments on my hair and I always proudly respond with thank you. I do it myself. The first time Tiffany witnessed this, she became weirdly competitive and said something like, "Oh, yeah. That's kitchen hair, anyone can do it. I'd love to save money every couple weeks but my hair isn't kitchen hair. My hair requires skill." Over the past year, the comments from Tiffany have gotten more aggressive. Finally, I snapped. During a stressful day, a client complimented my hair and Tiffany went on her usual rant. When the client left, I confronted her. The exchange got heated and she ended it by telling me that I was jealous that I can't afford to get my hair done by someone with skill. Instead, I have to have cheap-looking kitchen hair? That's when I put my plan into action. I purchased everything I needed to make my hair an exact clone of Tiffany's simply to prove kitchen hair can be just as good as hers and that my unruly hair was a style choice, not a lack of skill. When I arrived at the office with hair that looked exactly like Tiffany's, all of my co-workers noticed. I got an insane amount of compliments and some laughs from people who caught on. When Tiffany saw, she was livid. She asked why I copied her. I told her I couldn't have copied you. This is just cheap kitchen hair, you spent thousands on yours. So it can't possibly look alike, right? She stormed off and hasn't spoken to me since. I kept up the style for about a week before dyeing it back to my usual black and stopped straightening it. It now looks nothing like Tiffany's. I didn't want to steal her style, I just wanted to make a point. Tiffany still won't speak to me. Our co-workers are split. Half think I did a public service by shutting her down because they were just as annoyed. Half think it was a petty thing to do and I'm the asshole. I won't disagree that it was petty, but I also feel it was well deserved. So tell me, AITA for copying my co-worker's hair? AITA for calling them my kids? I don't know if it's the right channel to ask that question, but I thought it would fit best. I am a teacher student and a sub-teacher, and when I talk about students I taught for like a month or longer, I'll refer to them as my children or my school children. I don't try to take a parent status in their live, but I care for them over long times and love them all, in a non-creepy way. Someone recently pointed out that they are not my children but someone else's, and it would be insensitive and wrong to call them that, because they already have real parents. Is it really wrong? Edit. I use children and kids synonymously because they are the same in my native language. AITA for telling my friend that he should call his previous partners after finding out he is HIV positive. Pretty much title says a friend of mine just informed that he tested positive for HIV. He is in shock, and I am supporting him as much as I can. He found out 2 days ago, and is awaiting further confirmation from various specialists. It is terrible, and frightened, and as much as I try to I will never begin to fathom what he is going through right now. It hit him pretty badly, and he already contemplated a way out since finding out. He's been crying ever since, and is simply feeling an embarrassment and unworthy. I support him, as much as all of his friends. He is fortunate in that sense because he has a very strong supporting system from friends through family. We are all extremely sorry, but we all know that things are not going to change as much in the long run. He calmed down a bit from 2 days ago, and I tried to tell him that when he can he should inform all the people he has had encounters with, because it's the right thing to do, and because they can take their own precautions just in case, especially because the earlier is done the better it is. He is adamant. He does not know how he got into contact with the virus, and does not even know how many people he had relationship with. Please be sensible here. He enjoys sex and has always been careful. His most recent relations he does remember, but said that he needs time to come to terms with it, and to not pressure him to disclose this to anybody. I said to him I'm not pressuring him to tell nobody he doesn't want to, but it's the right thing to do for people he has been with, and the longer he waits the time worse it might be. I know he is in shock, and potentially not understanding anything right now, but am I being too insensitive in my stance? Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. If you want to see your favorite subreddit in next video, leave a comment.